Alright, today I'm starting a new show on the channel, Avatar: The Last Airbender. So the new live action for Avatar has just dropped, and from what I've seen from trailers and whatnot, it looks absolutely fantastic. I've been hearing so many good things about it, there's a lot of hype around it, and it's something I absolutely want to watch on this channel. The only problem is, I have not seen the original Avatar: The Last Airbender in its entirety at all. It's not a show I'm completely unfamiliar with. It's definitely something I saw a little bit of the start of when I was younger, so I'm a little bit familiar with obviously the main characters and the very basic aspects of the plot. The only things about the show that I can remember from the start is that they end up at some water tribe, I think briefly at the start, and that Toph exists at some point in the show. I know nothing to do with how she impacts the story or what happens when we get to that point. I just remember that Toph is there and she's blind and she's an earthbender, right? And the only other characters that I'm familiar with are obviously Aang, Katara, and Sokka, and I believe Zuko is his name, the firebending guy, and I know the Fire Nation are like evil and whatnot. But I'm really excited to sit down and really pay attention and get invested in this show. It's another show that's been on my list forever, along with Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood, along with Hunter x Hunter, but this is just an absolute classic of a show. But now that the live action has come out, I'm really keen to watch this, as well as The Legend of Korra as well. I've heard that's fantastic as well. And it's not as long as I thought it was. Only 61 episodes, I believe, 3 seasons or 3 books, I think they're called, which is good because it doesn't feel like a massive mountain I need to climb like Hunter x Hunter with 140 plus episodes. But I love the concept of this show with all the elemental bending and whatnot. I know that the Avatar state does exist. I have a very brief memory of Aang like trying to learn that or something or whatnot. I have no idea what it entails or what it means. I just know that it exists, so I'm really excited to see that. I think it looks really cool with all the glowing stuff and whatnot. But for everything else, I am pretty much blind on, right? And if things pop up and I remember things, of course I'll comment on that. I hate just faking that I know absolutely nothing about what's going on. But there's so much of this show that I haven't seen, and it's just about a crime at this point, and I'm really excited for it. I've only heard great things about this show. There's a small chance I group some episodes together, like in one video, maybe early on, depending on how much of it is like really new to me or whatnot. But we'll see how we go. Don't hold me to that at this stage. But this is going to be a lot of fun. Another journey to go on. I think this is the show I'm probably the most excited to have under my belt once I've finished watching it out of everything I've done on the channel thus far. So I'm not going to waste any more time. I'm going to get straight into the first couple episodes here. I don't know if there are going to be big discussions for this show, especially early on. Maybe later when more characters are introduced and the plot gets a little bit deeper. I don't know if it's really deep or if it's just more of like a good epic, a good storytelling kind of show, but we'll see how we go. But if things do pop up or there are things that I want to talk about, you know, of course I will. Real quick before the episode here, if you guys enjoyed this video, please leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you want to see more content like this. It would really help me out and I'd really appreciate it. And if you feel like supporting the channel just a little bit more, no pressure here. I know I'm only a small channel, but there's a link to my Patreon down below. With all that being said, enjoy the video.
Water.
Oh, this intro is iconic though. Even if you haven't seen the show, you know this intro.
Fire.
I'm actually going to try and listen to this for the first time to try and really grasp what she's saying.
Time of peace. When the Avatar kept balance between the Water Tribes, Earth Kingdom, Fire Nation, and Air Nomads. That all
Nomads.
changed when the Fire Nation attacked.
Yep.
Only he could stop the ruthless firebenders. But when the world needed him most, he vanished.
I definitely have a small memory of Aang at least using water and earth bending, maybe. I don't know if I ever saw him use firebending, but I love that instantly they set up that Aang has to learn all 4 elements, which is so much fun.
2 years ago, my father and the men of my tribe journeyed to the Earth Kingdom to help fight against the Fire Nation, leaving me and my brother to look after our tribe. Some people believe that the Avatar was
Okay, so
never
Katara
reborn
and
as
Sokka,
the
right?
Nomads, but I haven't lost hope. I still believe that somehow the Avatar will return to save the world.
Now, I do remember they find him, right? In like, he's frozen, right? But the very interesting thing is, like, that I have no idea about is what happened. Like, how did Aang get frozen? What happened with all the other avatars and the air nomads and whatnot, the air tribe, I guess. But here we go, book 1, water. Okay, so if there's 3 books, I imagine one's water, one's earth, one's fire, right? For the 3 elements that Aang still needs to learn. Oh, and I remember Momo and Appa as well. Sokka's a bit of a character, if I remember correctly. Is she just gonna like water bend it out?
Sokka, look! I caught one! Hey!
Why is it that every time
Sokka's just
you
an
get
L.
magic water, I get soaked?
It's water bending, and it's...
Yeah, an ancient art unique to our culture, blah, blah, blah. If I had weird powers, I'd keep my weirdness to myself.
So not everyone can bend. Is that what I'm getting from this?
The one who makes muscles at myself every time I see my reflection in the water.
Guilty. Bro. Is that where Aang is in that massive iceberg? I never really wondered about why Sokka, for example, can't use water bending. Or at least at this point he can't. So not everyone can bend?
I knew I should have left you home. Leave it to a girl to screw things up.
Sokka!
You are
Come
the
on,
most
bro.
sexist, immature,
Damn.
no-brained...
Hey, she right though.
Be related to you.
They're gonna fall off this iceberg, but she right though.
Not pleasant.
Oh, is she bending without meaning to?
From now on, you're on your own.
That's kind of cool. And Aang is just in here. And they said 100 years, right? So was this an accident? Did they put him here on purpose? It's so interesting to think about.
You mean I did that?
Yeah. Ooh. Damn. That's a special iceberg. How did they get him out? Did they, like, make a fire or something? I can't even remember. Can they bend it because it's water? It's ice? Ooh, look at him. He's in there. But he's glowing. That's like the Avatar state thing, right? Or is that just an effect? Oh, it's so cool. It's so cool.
He's alive. We have to help.
Katara!
They just dig him out like this? That's gonna take a minute. Damn, all this air built up in there or something? This Fire Nation? Is Zuko? Yeah, I think so.
Uncle, do you realize what this means?
And his uncle, I remember his uncle too.
It means my search. It's about to come to an end. That light came from an incredibly powerful source. It has to be him.
They're looking for him?
We've been down this road before, Prince Zuko.
Yeah, Zuko, yeah.
Enjoy a cup of calming jasmine tea.
That sounds
I
good.
don't need any calming tea. I need to capture the Avatar.
I remember Zuko is like very obsessed with this, right? It's pretty epic, this whole situation. There he is, look at him.
Full Metal Alchemist.
Where do we go? Oh, wait, ad break? Oh, he's cooked. Sokka. First thing he sees when he wakes up.
Please, come closer. What is it?
He's gonna do something silly.
Will you go penguin sledding with me?
Damn, he can just get up like that.
Tell us, how'd you get in the ice?
Appa? Is Appa in there?
Appa!
Yeah, we love Appa.
Wake up, buddy.
Damn, I didn't know that. Appa was frozen in there the whole time too? But Appa's I think is he the last one? He's a bison, right? A flying bison or something?
What is that thing?
This is Appa, my flying bison.
Right.
Yeah.
This is Katara, my flying sister.
Oh, he's gonna sneeze. He's gonna sneeze out Momo. Oh, Jesus, that was even worse. Sokka just catches every L, I swear. Ugh. Nah, I don't do that. I don't do that.
Oh yeah, I'm sure he's a spy for the Fire Navy. You can tell by that evil look in his eyes.
She gets it.
You never told us your name. I'm,
He's gonna sneeze. Oh, Jesus Christ. I'd be afraid of sneezing too if that's what happened.
I'm Aang.
You forget how, like, childish he is. At least at the beginning, from what I can remember.
You're an
Ooh.
airbender. Sure am.
I'm going home to where stuff makes sense.
How you getting home, man?
Well, if you guys
You gotta take
ride
Appa.
and I can give you a lift.
He's so smooth with it.
We'd love a ride.
I feel like I remember he has to learn a lot more about airbending as well, right?
Okay, first
He really is a lot, Sokka, isn't he? I wonder if he mellows out a little bit. Yep, that's a classic. You do have to wonder, how does it fly?
Why are you smiling at me like that? Oh, I was smiling?
Sokka is a bit relatable though, you have to admit. Right, give me lore. I want more lore. That's what I love about shows.
Father, grandfather, great-grandfather all tried and failed.
Because their honor didn't hinge on the Avatar's capture. Mine does.
Zuko's very driven.
I guess I was wondering, you're being an airbender and all? If you had any idea what happened to the Avatar? No.
This is interesting.
I knew people that knew him.
Okay.
I didn't. Sorry.
Okay.
Just curious.
Aang knows he's the Avatar, right? I think. That's what that look was. Okay, talk to me then. Ooh. Oh, is this what happened?
Aang, wake up!
Wow, interesting.
It's okay.
I definitely don't remember that. Sees the markings. So him and Appa were stuck in a storm. And he somehow managed to freeze them or lock them in something. Interesting. I wonder if that was like waterbending maybe.
Aang, this is the entire village. Entire village, Aang.
Damn, it's a small village. I remember they move on from this pretty quickly, I think.
Did Appa sneeze on me?
Well, no one has seen an airbender in 100 years.
How does Aang know about this?
Extinct?
Yeah, he doesn't know. Of course, he's been frozen for 100 years.
What is this, a weapon? You can't stab anything with this.
No, it's his gliding thing, right?
It's for airbending.
Yeah, I remember this too.
It lets me control the air currents around my glider and fly.
You know, last time I checked, humans can't fly.
Check again.
Humans can't bend water either, Sokka. So clean. He's gonna crash. And there it is. You knew it was gonna happen.
My watchtower!
Sokka! We need a tracker of how many times Sokka catches an L.
You're a waterbender. Well, sort of. Not yet.
Okay, maybe she's training.
I finally found a bender to teach me.
Katara, try not to put all your
Oh, okay.
boy.
But
There's no one to teach her here, it seems.
I sense he's filled with much wisdom. See?
Is Aang like this the whole show? Show me firebending. Firebending is sweet. Yeah, yeah. I love the style of it.
Power in firebending comes from the breath. The breath becomes energy in the body.
I like breath stuff. That's Demon Slayer.
Your limbs and becomes fire.
Ooh, yeah.
Right this time.
Enough. Teach me the next set. I'm more than ready.
No, you are impatient. You have yet to master your basics.
The Avatar is the last airbender. He must be over 100 years old by now. He's had a century to master the 4 elements. I'll need more than basic firebending to
That's pretty funny. Okay, just a couple things. So Zuko is a very interesting character already. So twice he's already shown he wants to rush into things. He wants to rush into going to find what that light was, which he might be assuming is the Avatar. And here he's trying to rush into the next set. But he's very driven. He was saying it has a lot to do with his honor, finding the Avatar. All of his ancestors haven't been able to. But it's very interesting that, of course, it would make sense that they don't know that Aang is still a kid. He's been frozen this whole time. They think he's been off training. But they are probably in for quite a surprise when they actually find Aang.
Now, men, it's important that you show no fear when you face a firebender.
These are kids.
For without courage, how can we call ourselves men?
Yeah, I love it.
I gotta pee.
Listen, until your father's return, they're counting on you to be the men of this tribe.
Oh, I see.
Okay, who else has to go?
Wow, everything freezes in there.
Yo!
With the war going on?
What war? What are you talking about?
Yeah, Aang has no idea.
Penguin!
He wants to go penguin sledding. Why does that penguin have 4 flippers and whiskers?
I have a way with animals.
Aang, I'll help you catch
I have a way with animals. I wonder if that comes up more. Yeah.
Got a deal.
Yeah.
Problem. I'm an
He doesn't know how to.
airbender, not a waterbender. Isn't there someone in your tribe who can teach you?
only waterbender in the whole South Pole.
Wow.
Right. A waterbender needs to master water. What about the North?
I like that.
Maybe they have waterbenders who can teach you.
Maybe.
I think I remember them going there. They go there soon, right? See how much fun Katara gets to have with Aang while Sokka's just being miserable?
Whoa. What is that?
Is that a Fire Nation
Fire
ship?
Navy ship.
Nice.
Bad. We're not allowed to go near it. The ship could be booby-trapped.
If you want to be a bender, you have to let go of fear.
It's like the second thing Aang has said that's very... Seems like it might have been part of what he was taught, you know? Bender must master their bending. And now this as well. Be teachings from the air nomads.
I have friends all over the world, even in the Fire Nation.
Yeah, the Fire Nation probably weren't, like,
How long
bad
were you in the
back then.
iceberg?
I don't know, a few days maybe?
I think it was more like 100 years.
Yeah, maybe about when the Avatar disappeared.
Think about it. The war is a
Okay, so he's
century
12.
old. You don't know about it because somehow you were in there that whole time.
Makes perfect sense.
The only
That would be crushing. Look at him, yeah. It's like waking up from a massive coma. Everyone you know is gone.
Sorry, Aang.
I never really thought about that. That's kind of wild.
I did get to meet you.
Come on.
What a guy.
Let's...
Huh?
Something gonna happen. And there's the booby trap.
What's that you said about booby traps?
Oh no! They launch a flare? Zuko's gonna see that. That's not looking so good, man. That's not looking so good.
The last airbender. Quite agile for his old age. Wake my uncle! Tell him I found the Avatar.
It's quite naive, I think, just to rush straight into this.
As well as
Ah, he sees the
hiding
village.
place.
Ah. Nice. Nah, that's a great pilot. That's a fantastic pilot. I remember this music as well. Alright, I can keep this discussion brief. Obviously not too much to go on. I can just make sure I have all the details accounted for. So Aang is only 12 years old here. Him and Appa got stuck in some storm. Aang has done some crazy Avatar state situation maybe and managed to freeze them underwater to save them, I guess. But given the way Aang kind of looked away from Katara when she was asking about the Avatar, I think Aang does know he is the Avatar at this point. I don't think that's something that he finds out about himself as we go on. I think he does know. And the lore is that, you know, once the Avatar disappeared, being Aang in this case, the war started. That's been going on for 100 years. Katara and Sokka find Aang, and now here we are, right? And Zuko is talking a lot about, and his uncle as well, about how a lot of Zuko's ancestors have failed to find the Avatar, right? They're looking for him. They think he's still out there somewhere. Zuko's under the impression that, you know, he has been out there hiding. He's not been frozen like Aang has, but he's like over 100 years old. He's super powerful. He's been training, which is just not the case. It's Aang. He's 12 years old. He's a basic airbender, I think, and he can't use any of the other elements. And that's basically where we find ourselves at this point. So Katara is only like a beginner waterbender, I guess, and she's the only one in their whole tribe in the South Pole, I think she said. And I love Aang saying, you know, like a waterbender should master their bending. You know, any bender should master their specific bending. And it sounds like it's something you're born with. Like you're either born being able to be a bender or that's it. You can't learn it. I wonder if that gets addressed later on. But they mentioned the North Pole, I think, right? And I think that's what I remember. They go there to help Katara learn how to waterbend. And I think Sokka even has like a little thing for like the princess or someone that's there. But it's pretty wild for Aang, like saying, you know, he has friends all over the world. And then a few minutes later, he's kind of finding out that it's been 100 years and all those people he would have known are gone, right? The Fire Nation have turned, there's been a war going on, and I think Sokka even mentioned something about all of the kids' fathers being away during the war, so I think maybe not just the Water Tribe, maybe the Earth Tribe as well. I wonder what happened to all the air nomads, I think they called them. Did they all just disappear after Aang the Avatar disappeared? Did the Fire Nation hunt them down? Is that why Zuko's so desperately looking for the last airbender, just to make sure they're all gone? And it's interesting to think about. Does the Avatar always come from an airbender, or can it just be anyone? Like, how does the next Avatar even come about? But I love the constant cuts between Aang, Sokka, and Katara to Prince Zuko as well, like already setting Zuko up as the bad guy, as the villain. I think I might have the faintest memory of like his father, or maybe the leader of the Fire Nation or something. I don't know what his involvement is, but like I said before, Zuko was talking about his honor a lot, right? So it seems like this means a lot to him, trying to find Aang, you know, the last airbender, and you know, deal with that. And he seems very naive, you know, he's just rushing straight into this situation. He's trying to rush through his training, and normally you would think that that would kind of lead him into a situation situation where he's kind of going to meet the gravity of the situation like straight up, and it's going to be like, oh, I shouldn't have rushed into this, I need to train more. But it might be the opposite in the sense that Aang is not what he's going to be expecting. Like, I don't think Aang is ready at all to even face Zuko at this point, so we'll see what happens with that. And like I pointed out during the episode, I like how Aang has sprouted out like a couple of points of wisdom to Katara already. And to me, that's saying that like he's learned a lot from the nomads, right? He was being taught a lot, maybe how to airbend, maybe being trained to be the next Avatar and whatnot. So I really like that. I want to hear more about that from Aang, and it was making me think maybe there'll be some like really good life lessons from Aang or some other people in the show going forward, which is really exciting. I love when shows incorporate like good life lessons and messages that you can just take into everyday life like that. But that's going to do it. After watching that, I can definitely tell you I won't be condensing multiple episodes into one video. I will spread them out because there's more than enough I want to include from that episode in a video. Plus, I've actually talked for a decent amount here. So thank you all so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you want to see more videos like this and for other shows as well. And as always, please continue to leave your comments and feedback down below. You know I always appreciate it. We'll see you all in the next episode of Avatar: The Last Airbender.